Hey, what's up, everybody? Joe McCall here from Real Estate Investing Mastery Podcast, joemccall.com, wholesalingleaseoptions.com, simpleleaseoptions.com. Just wanted to say hi real quick and chat with you guys before I sit down and eat dinner. Sorry about the glare. I got these new lenses and it's blocking the UV rays, and so you can't see my glasses too much. Just finished a webinar today, and it was a lot of fun, and taught simple lease options strategy. I walked through step by step how to do these deals, and it was a lot of fun. We got a lot of good questions. I just wanted to run through these questions real quick, and I'm doing one more webinar tomorrow, Tuesday, the 25th of March, 10 p.m. Eastern. You want more information, you want to register, watch it, it's at sloclass.com, sloclass.com. Here's the thing, these webinars are live. I do not record them, and there is not going to be a replay. So sloclass.com if you want to see the next one that I'm doing. And maybe if you're watching this after Tuesday, I might be doing another live one then. So just go to sloclass.com and you'll see the information for the next one that I do. Cool. So we got a lot of good questions, and I want to review them with you right now. Like, well, this isn't a question, but I put this in here. Somebody sent me a message thanking me for the calculator. One of the things that you get if you watch the webinar is my actual calculator that I use to make lease option offers. I'm going to go through these real quick. I just took like 20 or 15 of the top questions and answer them real quick for you guys. And some of you may have some of these questions and you already have my courses or whatnot, but like a question I get a lot is, can I do lease options in Texas? The answer is yes, they're not illegal. You can do lease option assignments or wholesaling lease options in Texas, but you cannot do sandwich lease options in Texas. But I have a module in my class that teaches you how to do land contracts. The numbers are the same. Just call it something different. And I have different paperwork that you could use for if you want to stay in the middle of a deal, and it's called a land contract. Okay, it's just more like owner financing. You can't do sandwich lease options in Texas. You can do lease option assignments in Texas, and so I have a module in my Simple Lease Options class that teaches you how to do the land contracts. Cool. A lot of questions about Texas. You know, hey. Oh, by the way, if you live in Texas and you want to do sandwich lease options, you can do them in any state you want. You have 49 other states to choose from. So do that. I just talked about that. How do you market to properties in Craigslist and Zillow and REI? Simple. One of the cool things that I did in this class, and I answered this question later on, is I actually, we have this company that we use that scrapes Craigslist and Zillow for us. I actually did a broadcast, SMS broadcast out that was compliant for various reasons. I won't go into it. And we actually got leads back in from sellers in the live webinar, which is really cool. I'm going to be doing that again tomorrow night. I'm going to have to pick. I might not be able to do it tomorrow night because it's going to be so late on the East Coast. I was doing this in some markets in Florida. So if I do that, it might be either in California on the West Coast that I do that in, or it might be, I might just have to show you the results for the last campaign that we did. But you can market to Craigslist and Zillow leads really, really easily. You import the leads in, you change the, you confirm them, and then you send them a text message. And the cool thing is you can send them personalized text messages so it doesn't look like spam, which is really cool. Can you walk us through the first few deals? If you're a student, yes, we walk you through your deals, basically show you how to set these up. And you get coaching in the case study. We have a private Facebook group. We do monthly group coaching calls, and we do monthly onboarding calls. And I give a special bonus to the first 5 people that sign up. You get to schedule a one-on-one call with me. And occasionally, not always, occasionally I'll partner with a student on a deal. You know what, also, too, let me say this. In the Facebook group, if you want to, let's say you're brand new and you want to put a deal out there, you can find somebody else to partner with on the deal. Are the contracts good in North Carolina? Great question. North Carolina has some different contracts that, this is so weird without my glasses on, but I feel weird behind this glare. There is a special paper that you need for North Carolina, and I have that in the class if you want to do lease options in North Carolina, okay? Can you do these deals in other markets? Yes, you certainly can. I've done deals in over 10 different states from 4 different countries. You can do these lease option deals in any market you want. In fact, I tell a story in the webinar of Kathy, who's a stay-at-home mom, 3 kids, always screaming, crying, playing, laughing, playing on her, tugging on mommy. She lived in a little tiny house. Husband worked during the day. She wanted to do deals to pay the bills, to take some vacations and stuff like that. Always had a hard time doing it. She started doing 2 or 3 deals a month by just texting and emailing without ever talking to sellers. She could not talk to sellers. The kids were too loud. So every week she would pick a random city and start sending texts and emails, and would start doing lease option deals while just by text and email. Super cool, right? Can you do Airbnbs with lease options? Yes, and that's a fantastic strategy. So you use what I teach with lease options to get properties under contract. Instead of getting $300, $400, $500 a month in cash flow, which is awesome as it is, you can turn them into an Airbnb and make even more money with that. I talk about some example deals. In fact, just the other day, and I wish I could remember who this was, somebody sent me a testimonial of an Airbnb that they're doing right now. They actually got the seller to furnish it, or it was staged, and they're paying some rent to the staging company to keep the furniture there, and it's pretty awesome. It's a great way. I have student after student after student that's making, instead of a few hundred a month, making thousands a month doing Airbnbs. You can certainly do that. I don't teach Airbnbs in this case study, but there's some other people that do that and do it a lot better. When does the case study start? It starts next week, but when you sign up, you get the first module right away. Do you have a seller script? Yes, but you know what? It's not a script like you have to memorize. All it is a list of questions. I'm not big, I don't like seller scripts. So what I recommend you do is you print these questions, and it's just like you could take your top favorite 6 or 7 of them, put it on the table next to your desk or computer, and just when you're talking to sellers, just ask questions. That's all it is. You just ask questions. And these questions kind of help jog your memory. Any restrictions on doing lease options in LA? I got this question. No. You may be in a real expensive market. That's okay. If you don't want to do lease options there, and you certainly can, but you can do them in other markets. You could go to Phoenix, you could go to Reno, you could go to Las Vegas, you could go to Boise, Idaho, you can go to Lincoln, Nebraska. You can do them from anywhere. In fact, one of the, wasn't a student, he was a friend, was averaging about 15 to 20 lease options a month, doing them in East Bay, San Francisco. I haven't talked to him in a long, long time. It's been probably 6 or 7 years. Recommendations for working with realtors. Yes, realtors are our friends. So when you're working with a realtor and they bring you a deal, offer to pay them a commission. They may only get part of their commission now. They get the rest of their commission if and when the tenant buyer buys the house in a couple of years, but just work that into your offer. Can you get out of a bad sandwich lease option deal? Yes, you can. My contracts have a clause that says, first of all, it renews every year automatically for 5 years. Secondly, there's a clause in there that says with a 60-day advance notice, you can get out of a sandwich lease option deal. How is this course different than all the other courses that I have? I used to have 3 courses on lease options: whole lease options, sandwich lease options, and virtual lease options. And I've combined them all into one called Simple Lease Options. Cool. Can you do bulk text messages in RES Simple? Yes, I wish I had the time right now to show you. It's amazing. I just did this for one of our clients as a part of a demonstration on this webinar, and we, within minutes, got a good 3 solid potential leads, and only like 20% of the text message people even responded, so more leads will be coming in. It's amazing. And I spent this service that we use, they charge 0.2 of 1 penny, again, 0.002 pennies or dollars, $0.002 or 0.2 of 1 penny for each data scrape that they did for Zillow, and they charge 8 cents for each Craigslist scrape from Craigslist. So for just a few $100, we got literally 1,500 leads that we're going to be texting, not all at once, but slowly 50 to 100 a day. It's amazing. And we're starting to do this in Alabama as well too. Can you do these deals from outside of the United States? I got this question a lot. Yes, you can. In fact, somebody just Facebook messaged me the other day who's from England, who's actually here in the States, and they've been doing deals from England here in the U.S., lease option deals, and they wanted to talk to me. So if you are watching this and you know who you are, I sent you a message back and reply to me, okay? Do you use an escrow company and how? Yes, I use an escrow company. This is important because the escrow company will collect the option deposit money. So when that tenant buyer gets a mortgage in 1 or 2 years, they can show the mortgage company, the bank, a deposit, a check made out to an escrow company, not to some third-party investor. And the escrow company also withdraws the rent and pays the mortgage, so you know that the seller's not pocketing the rent. You know that that mortgage is getting paid. So that's really important. And I give you 2 different escrow companies in the course. Do you do lease options on fixer-uppers? Yes, I love lease options on fixer-uppers. I get flooded with calls whenever I do a lease option on a fixer-upper. And one more question. For a wholesaling lease option deal, how does the money get applied to the down payment? Again, if you use an escrow company, and if you use the right mortgage broker, and I give you those in the course, they take care of that for you. I don't promise that it's going to go to the down payment. I can't promise that, but I do. If you work with the right mortgage broker who knows the right banks and knows the right way to present it to the banks, and you're using an escrow company, it can be done. Cool. If you want to know more about my next live webinar, go to sloclass.com. sloclass.com. The next one is going to be Tuesday, March 25th at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central Time. Go to sloclass.com, sloclass.com. Let's see if we have any comments or questions here. When does the seller receive their compensation? Well, usually, sometimes, not usually, sometimes I'll pay the seller 1 month's rent at the very beginning, and then they get the rest of their money if and when I buy the house in a couple of years. Hey, Manson, what's going on? How much do I need for a marketing budget on a monthly basis? You need a full-time VA. Maybe it's $500 a month. And then the only other marketing you need to have is a service that scrapes Craigslist and Zillow for you, and that's going to be maybe $100, $200 a month. Each text costs 0.2 of 1 cent, I think, or 0.3 of 1 cent for each text, inbound and outbound, that you pay with REI Simple. REI Simple is anywhere from $97 to $197 a month. If you're a Simple Lease Options student, I pay for the first 3 months, and so it just depends. You're going to need anywhere from $500 to $1,000 a month. You don't have to have a VA; you can do it yourself, and then it might be $300 to $500 a month for the scraping for Craigslist or for REI Simple. You don't even have to use REI Simple. You can use pen and paper and text from your phone if you wanted to. The scraping again costs 0.2 of 1 cent for Zillow and 8 cents for Craigslist. Yes, we got leads back on the webinar, which is so cool. Quick question. Once you have the home under contract, will you be able to sell to conventional loan buyer? Good question. I don't have the time to answer that, but yes, you do, because you have it under an option contract, right? So I wish I had time to answer that, but I don't. You can double close on it, or you could record an affidavit of interest or a memorandum of option on that property, and then ask the title company, how do you want to handle this? And they might pay you through an invoice. They might pay you as a release of the option. They might pay you as to release a lien, or it might just be an assignment fee. You just got to talk to the title company and ask them how they want to be done. How do you know if there are any restrictions in your state? Just ask around. It's not a big deal. Mike, I'm looking forward to seeing you too. Mike is coming. We do a workshop once a month, 2 days, where we implement this stuff and we build these campaigns out. And Mike's going to be here next month, I think in 10 days, right? April 5th and 6th. Cool. How do you find a cheap leasing agent? You go to Craigslist. You post an ad in Craigslist, number one. And then number two, you start calling the Zillow and the rentals, and you start calling them, and even the Go Section 8 homes. And if it's a leasing agent that answers the phone, ask them, hey, are you looking for more work? Do you want to do more deals? I'm looking for a realtor to help me lease my properties. Would you be interested? Okay, so I got to go. That's it. If you want, those are all the questions here. Nice, thank you. Go to SLO class right now. Register for my next live webinar. There's no replays. You got to be there live. I'm going to be demonstrating REI Simple and showing you how we do these mass texts that we go out, where we get all of the steps involved with a lease option deal. It's a lot of fun. Next Tuesday, which is tomorrow, as I'm recording this, 10 p.m. Eastern, go to sloclass.com. And if you're watching this as a replay later on after that, I probably will have another live class maybe at sloclass.com, sloclass.com. Cool. And if you attend, you get my calculator. This is one of the questions I got from somebody on how to make these deals. Okay, guys, go to sloclass.com. We'll see you. Bye-bye. How long did it take me to get my first deal? 3 years. I was a professional student, and I finally kicked myself enough in the butt that I got tired of it and started taking massive action. Massive, massive action. See you guys.